Hello everyone, welcome to Daily Current Affairs series. Today we will discuss about 19th July current affairs. Myself Sunny Sandeep. Welcome to my channel Gear Up for Group 1 exam. Let us discuss the current affairs. The first one, a mobile app is launched for to save the or to help the save turtles in India. It is a collaborative citizen science initiative, provides database of all turtles in India and helps identify species and lists rescue centers nearby them. Say suppose I am wandering in a Rushkelia beach. I have spotted some vulnerable turtles. Then I want to rescue them. Before this app, or I don't know how to do or what to do. After knowing this Kurma app, I will download this Kurma app. Why? Because it is free. It can be available in Play Store. Now after downloading that app, I will post that data related to that turtle. Then rescue centers will be there. Then I will send that data to rescue centers. Then they will take care of that. Here it is developed, this Kurma app developed by Indian Turtle Conservation Action Network, that is ITCAN, Indian Turtle Conservation Action Network. Now this ITCAN collaboration with the Turtle Survival Alliance India and Wildlife Conservation Society India. Turtle Survival Alliance India and Wildlife Conservation Society India. Here, if you see that tortoise and freshwater turtles are among the most trafficked in the country. That means they are smuggled. They are illegally trafficked to the other places. That means poaching is the main concern in that turtles. Here, if you see that report, a report released in 2019 by Traffic, it is an international wildlife trade monitoring organization. Tortoise and freshwater turtles are among the most trafficked in the India. That's why to protect or to help the turtles, and a collaborative citizen science initiative, that is Kurma mobile app, is launched. Next one, BlackRock malware. We have seen different types of malwares. Here it is the one type of malware. Malware means it will attack our computers or mobiles. It will store that data, whatever sensitive data are like credentials, login credentials, or our credit card details, debit card details, all it will store that data. Here if you see now BlackRock malware, the BlackRock malware is based on the leaked source code of another malware strain Xerex. It is a leaked source code of another malware Xerex. Here the malware steals login credentials like password and usernames and sends prompt to users to enter payment credit card details. Here how it will work, it collects the data through a technique called overlays. That means suppose I am using I am browsing a legitimate app. In that process, it will send a pop-up or a fake window to enter the credit card details. If suppose I enter that credit card details, that data will store or it will stolen by that BlackRock malware. Here I want to give some suggestions regarding this cyber attacks or malware attacks. First of all, be conscious about what we are clicking, and please be aware of the cyber attacks or malware attacks. Then only we will get rid of that one. If you know about that malware attacks or cyber attacks, then you can definitely successfully fight against that malwares. Say suppose I have a 1 lakh in my bank account. I don't know about some cyber attacks. One person called me and he is telling that I am from so and so bank. Your ATM card is hacked or your ATM card is debited or blocked. Please send tell your data, please says I will send a one OTP that will secure your ATM card, and please tell that OTP, like that they will ask. If suppose I am aware of that cyber attacks or malware attacks, or there is a type of terrorism in cyber, suppose I know or I am aware of that attacks, I won't tell OTP to that person. First itself, I will disconnect that call. That's why please be aware about that in this information technology world. Now, here I want to add one more point. In previous years, in olden years, we will attack with like nuclear bombs, or we have to attack with some manually, that means man to man. After that some missiles came, after that some nuclear bombs came. Now it's not the case today world. Why? Because information technology evolved. That means please be careful about our data. Data is the most important in this 20th century. Please be safe in when you are using this data related to cyber. Next one, global multidimensional poverty index, that is MPI, global multidimensional poverty index. Here the name itself defines, it means there are different types of dimensions. It consists of health, education, living standards, how we are living is the matter. That means the name itself is defining global multidimensional poverty index, MPA 2020. Now it is released by Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative, that is OPHI, Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative, and collaboration, and another one is there, that is United Nations Development Program. That is MPI is released by OPHI and UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program. If you see that there is a characteristics of that report, that is around 1.3 billion people are still living in a multidimensional poverty. Children show higher rates of multidimensional poverty. That means under the age of 18 they are showing that different types of more higher rates of multidimensional poverty. We know that concept of poverty, there is a difference, some slight difference is there between poverty and multidimensional poverty. Say suppose I am getting food to eat, that means I am somewhere above BPL, more than our average level of BPL. Suppose I am not getting any food in a day, or in a second day also, or in a 1 week, that means we will call it as a poverty. That means I don't have any food to eat, that situation we can call it as a poverty. If you see in a multidimensional poverty, that means I am unable to show my health to any hospital, that means health crisis, health situation is there. After that, in that situation I am unable to go to schools or universities or colleges. That means it comes under the dimensions of a poverty. That means the first one health, second one education, and living standards. Living standard means it not a high range of living standards. That means for a one person is required, first of all they have some food, after that they have some cloth, after that they have some house to live, roti kan makda kapda. That means for any person to basic needs, basic living standards is food, cloth and shelter. These are the three living standards. Don't go for any luxury issues, it's another different issue. But here if you see in three dimensions of poverty, they are health, education and living standards. In that three dimensions there are 10 characteristics are there, that is nutrition. In health, nutrition and child mortality will come. Yesterday in previous article we have discussed maternal mortality ratio. That means for given a period of time, over the deaths of maternal deaths of over a 1 lakh live births is known as a maternal mortality ratio. In that concept, child mortality ratio is there. Here, if you see in education, years of schooling, how many years I am schooling? Say suppose 1 to 10 class, 10 years is there. After that, intermediate is there, 2 years is there, first year and second year. After that, any degree, either 3 or plus 4 years. Say suppose total 15 or 16 years is there. How many years I am going to that college or any school or years of schooling? Here, school attendance, due to any reasons I am not attending school, or maybe any reasons, several reasons are there. Here, in that school attendance and years of schooling is there in education. If you see in living standards, cooking fuel, that means for food, cooking fuel is required. Sanitation, in this COVID-19 situation, sanitation is important. Drinking water, electricity, housing and assets. Assets means related to what have some liquid cash or different type of jewelry also. It may be varies to person. Here these are the 3 standards in a multi-dimensional poverty index. Next one, plea bargaining. It is a important concept in a constitution or in any crime situation. Why? Because suppose, first of all, we will see the background. It was introduced in 2006 as a part of set of amendments to the CRPC, Criminal Procedure Code, as Chapter 21A, containing sections 256A to 265L. It comes under the chapter of 21A. It is the 2006 as a part of set of amendments to the Criminal Procedure Code. Here, in a simple words, I will explain. Say suppose I theft any jewelry. For that, some punishment is there. Myself, I went to the police station. I will plead like that. Sir, I am obeying, or I am surrendering myself as that I stolen that jewelry. Please forgive me, or please reduce my punishment, or please curtail the punishment. We will simply call it as a plea bargaining. That means I did a mistake, I did a robbery, but I am pleading the person or another person or other hierarchy. It's known as a plea bargaining in a simple words. If you see that in a theoretical, only if it covers only someone who has been charge sheeted for an offence that does not attract any death sentence or life sentence or a prison term above 7 years can make use of scheme under the chapter 21A. Here, practice would ensue. What are the uses if you go for plea bargaining? That means, suppose I am going and I am surrendering myself that I did that robbery or I did that wrong thing. That means, in that situation, speedy trial. That means no trial is required. That means whether I did or not, no trial is required. There may be some cases are pending. It may be cases, suppose it comes under a holiday or it comes under this COVID-19 situation. It may become a huge number of cases in India. That's why plea bargaining will have some uses. That is, practice would ensure speedy trial, first one, and uncertainty over the outcome of criminal cases, and save litigation costs and relieve the parties of any anxiety. These are the uses of plea bargaining. Next one, in the series of previous paper analysis, we will discuss the previous paper, that is UPSC Prelims 2019. Why are dewdrops not formed on cloudy night? Clouds absorb the radiation released from the Earth's surface. Clouds reflect the back's Earth's radiation. The Earth's surface would have the low temperature on cloudy nights. Cloudy deflects the blowing wind to the ground level. Before going to attempt this question, I will give some brief background of this, how this dewdrops will come. That condensation of dewdrops. That means, suppose Earth is there, Sun is there, You take that one example, earth and sun is there. From sun to rays will come to, rays will struck the or hit the earth. After that it will deviate to again into the space. It is a basic concept. It will hit the rays, and it again goes to the outer space. If you see, if we hit on the ground, it is different issue. If that rays hit on the ocean, it is different issue. There are some different issues are there. If that rays are hit on the cloudy or this ground level, it will absorb something and it will radiate another thing, that it will radiate remaining part to the outer space. That means if that outer space is clear, that will go to at infinity level. If that any struck is there or any obstruct is there, then it will not form anything. That means if you say suppose in outer space or in a sky, clouds will be there. If suppose cloudy sky is there, no dew drops will be available or no drops will be formed in that situation. That's why we will put as a B is the right option. Clouds reflect the back the earth radiation. That's why dew drops not formed on a cloudy night. With this we can conclude our video. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe to my channel. Gear up for Group 1 exam. This is Sunny Sandeep signing out. Take care and bye bye.